Did you hear about the new update?
Yes, your Thermomix updates like your phone. It gets better and better with time.
And we just received a new TM7 update,
So I had to make a video about it. Of course.
I'm going to show you all 5 changes, where to find them,
And most importantly, how useful they actually are.
For example, we can now run up to 5 timers at the same time.
Customize the way that ingredients are automatically checked off.
And there's also a brand new button called Gather Ingredients that I love. I recently tested it with a customer,
And together we discovered the smartest way to use it. So it keeps us organized while still allowing Thermomix
to do the weighing.
and the work. Stay with me because I'm going to show you exactly what we learned and how to use it correctly. Let's go!
Hi, my name is Diana, the Dummy Cook, and today we're going to talk about the TM7 Software
Update 1.5 released on July 30th, 2026. At least in the US, different countries can have different dates.
But first, one very important clarification. This is a software update specifically for the Thermomix TM7. It is not a general cookie dough update, and it was not released for the TM6. If you own a TM6, you already had 2 of these functions. 2 are specific to the way that the TM7 works, and 1, the multiple timers,
Is not available on the TM6, at least not for now. For TM7 owners,
make sure that your unit is connected to Wi-Fi, and if the update hasn't appeared on your TM7 yet, check for the latest software update in your settings. Last button over here. Let's start with an easy one. We can now run up to 5 timers at the same time. Multiple timers.
imagine that I'm entertaining during the holidays. I'm cooking a ton with my Thermomix and with every appliance in my kitchen. Thermomix made the bread dough, and now it's proving in my extra mixing bowl. Thermomix made the glaze, and now the ham is cooking in the oven. The vegetables were steamed in the varoma, and now they're finishing in a pan to get nice and crispy.
Thermomix made the cranberry sauce, and now it's cooling in a bowl before it goes into the refrigerator. And Thermomix made the dessert, but now it needs to chill in the fridge.
Thermomix helped me start every single one of those dishes.
And now they're all in different places around my kitchen.
They all need different amount of times, and I need to remember all of them.
Great, because now I can keep track of all 5 with my TM7. Now, do I need 5 timers every single day? Probably not. But when I'm entertaining, preparing a holiday meal, or simply cooking several things at once, I can absolutely see myself using a few.
And most importantly,
I can give each timer a name. The labels are important. A timer is only helpful if we remember what it was timing.
otherwise something starts beeping, and now I'm standing in the middle of the kitchen going, what was that for?
So, see, I'm going to scroll down here. And here we have the timer, along with the scales and the pre-clean, always there. So we're going to click on the timer. And I can set one for the bread, let's say 1 hour, and label it mixing bowl. I go here, and I have inside the mixing bowl. Go for it. Great, but now I need one for the ham. Scroll down, timer, and I have a new one here. I need half an hour until I look at it again, all right? Minutes, 30, and this one needs a label that says oven. Look at that picture, so cute.
Go for it.
Then I have the vegetables in the pan.
I doubt that I will need a timer, but for the sake of it, let's do this, right?
I could also go back, scroll down again.
See, I have 2 timers.
Let's add a third one. For the veggies in the pan, I need 10 minutes. And the label, you guessed it, we have pan right here. Go for it. Then we had the cranberry sauce in a bowl, waiting to cool off, right? That one's going to need 20 minutes, 10 and 10. You want 22? Sure, go up too. And this one is going to be a regular bowl, like this one. Tush. And the 5th one is for the dessert. Go again.
It's in the refrigerator and it needs 2 hours.
Alrighty, 2 hours it is. And refrigerator.
Ta-da!
We have all 5 timers here. And look, every label comes with its own little picture. Here we have the second bowl, that's the oven, the pan, the regular bowl, and the fridge. You can also choose standard and barbecue, depending on what you're timing. And they can all keep running simultaneously. And from this page, I can manage them all at the same time. You know what? I'm done with the pan. I'm going to press X here, and it's gone.
Or I could have waited until it rang. Now, let me show you one more thing because this is really cool. All 4 timers, because now I have 4 left, right, are here on my phone. Yes, these timers are going to ring on my phone, so even if I leave the kitchen, I will be hearing them. Let's say I have to finish my makeup or, I don't know, go in the shower, take a phone call, taking care of some early guests. Whatever it is, my phone will help me if I am not in the kitchen. Ta-da! Okay, let's X out all of them. And what do you think? This is definitely a feature that I would love to see added to the TM6 in the future as well. Okay, so here's another quick update. Number 2, return to the previous step. On the TM6, we could easily go back and make a previous step our current working step. On the TM7, we could always look back at the previous instructions, but if we wanted to actually return to one and continue cooking from there, the option was a little bit more hidden. We needed to open the 3 dots and select Set as Current Step. Now, it is super fast and easy. See, if I move forward, let's say that I go to this step and I say Set as Current Step. This is my step now, the one that I'm working on, right? Now, if I want to go back, all I have to do is press the bottom of the previous box, and now I am in this step right away. Since the TM7 was released in September, you needed to click on these 3 dots and say that you wanted to be in it, which you now do to go to a forward one, but you don't have to do it to go back, which is needed very often. See, let's say that I'm here in this one, and as soon as I click on the bottom of the previous box, I'm in this one right now. I don't have to press anything else. Click on this one, I'm in this one right now. This is my current working step. That is a very small change, but one that makes moving through guided cooking even faster and easier. Number 3, Russian language support. Russian has now been added as a system language on the TM7, so Russian-speaking users can navigate the interface and settings in Russian. Open your settings, last button here, then settings, select the language options, and in language, never change your country of region. Country of region is where you live, okay? So in language, you can now go here and you'll see Russian as well as more than 20 other languages. This function was already available on the TM6 and now it's available on the TM7 as well. See, one more quick change and we already went through 3 of the 5 new features. Now let's talk about a setting that I changed immediately. Auto tick settings. When we're following a guided cooking recipe and weighing an ingredient, the TM7 automatically checks that ingredient off once we reach the required weight. I already love this feature, but I did think it took a little too long to respond. I will reach the correct weight, wait for it to check the ingredient, and sometimes I will just tap it myself because I was ready to keep going. But now we can customize auto tick. Go to your settings, then scales and cooking, and here we have the auto tick speed. See, this is the slow one. You see how long it takes? Ooh. Bing. Thank you, Thermomix. This is the middle one. Bing. And now the one that I like. Whoosh. That's the one I'm going to keep. Perfect. Now let's look at the second setting. Here we are, and we have an on or off, okay? So this is where you decide whether you want auto tick to require the exact weight or whether you can accept a weight that is within the allowed range. The option they just added now is the one where you choose the exact weight. The allowed range is the one that we had since TM7 came out. Now, I tested the new one, the exact weight. I needed to add 3 ounces of a liquid, and if the scale didn't show exactly 3 ounces, auto tick will not check off that ingredient. It is very, very precise. Actually, let me show you. Okay, so we're going to leave it off, meaning that we don't want a wide range. We want it exact, okay? Now we're going to go to a recipe. We had one here, and we need 25 ounces of water. Okay, so I'm going to start pouring, and around 20 something, you'll see that as long as I keep pouring, this is still going to be registering, right? The weight. And I'm going to stop a little before. I'm scared. 24.2, it's not 25 yet. But you see, it's not checking it off. It wants it exact. Okay, let's keep going. 24.7, still not taking it off. And the error margin of 0.3 out of 25 ounces, it's a lot. I will say that for a soup, we're fine, right? Nope, it doesn't want it. A little bit more, 0.9. Look, still at 0.9, it's not taking it off. And now I just need a little drop because if I go over, it's not gonna take it off either. 25, and yes. Okay, so you know what? I will not be cooking like this. I need a little bit of range. Yes, if I'm doing a pizza, if I'm doing bread, I'll be careful. But I cannot be so precise, okay? Now let's go back and settings. Let's check it on again. And this one is the one that gives you a range, okay? So let me put the water back.
let's go back to that recipe, go back to that step. I'm going to uncheck it and I'm going to tear it so it forgets what we've done. 0 out. Okay, now we need 25 ounces. Okay, now I'm more relaxed. Still have to be careful. And now, if I'm stopping too soon, it's not gonna happen. This is not a good range. 22 out of 25 is not. Let's keep going, and it only will do it if I stop. As long as I'm pouring, it's still waiting for me to decide if I'm done. 23.8, not enough. Okay, let me get to a little bit more. And I think if I stop at 24.2, it might like that. Let's see. 25.3, it is within the range that is approved and it's letting me go. I'm still here. If I know that that's not what I wanted, I can come back here. It still remembers what I had, 24.3, and I can be, no Thermomix, let me finish. I had more water here. I just stopped because I needed to sneeze. So you see, you're still here, you're still thinking, but this is helping you check it off. Well, it's not gonna do it a second time, instead of you having to do this, which is not difficult either. But I do like it, and I like it when it's fast. When it goes, ding. Okay, and the last option you have in this page is whether you want to use it or not. You can check it off and nothing will be checked off automatically for you. But I do want it on, I want it fast, and I want it with a range, so on. Those are my settings, which are yours. So I love the speed change, but I will not be using the exact one. That will be for my husband. He will remove a gram of sugar from the bowl because the system said so. Okay, we have made it to the 5th and final feature, the one I promised we will explore together. I love the idea behind this one, and after testing it with a customer, I discovered the best way to use it, so check it out with me. Gather ingredients. When you open a cookie dough recipe on your TM7 and look at the ingredients tab, you will now see a button all the way at the bottom called Gather Ingredients. When you press it, Thermomix turns the ingredient list into an interactive checklist. You can go through the list, collect what you need, and check off each item before you begin guided cooking. In principle, I love this. How many times have you started making a recipe and halfway through realize that you don't have enough butter, you're missing an onion, or somebody used the last egg? This feature gives us a moment to check that everything is available before we start. But I want you to use the words gather ingredients loosely. When I went to see my customer the other day, she was beautifully prepared. She had used the new gather ingredients feature and everything was ready. She had the oil already measured into a small container, she had the onions chopped and weighted, but because she had already been using her TM7 before this new feature was added, she told me, Diana, this defeats the purpose of a Thermomix. Now I have to wash this oil container. She was right. We both realized that this feature is not asking you to pre-weigh everything. It's just there to make sure that you get everything out of your pantry and the fridge, if it will be needed soon. Put them within reach so you can make sure that you have enough of everything. But you don't actually need to weigh anything unless you feel you might be short. We don't need to turn our kitchens into a television cooking show with every ingredient pre-weighted and displayed in 20 tiny bowls, right? No, because one of the greatest advantages of the Thermomix is that we can weigh ingredients directly into the mixing bowl as we cook. We don't want to defeat that purpose by pre-weighing everything and creating more washing up. So, if the recipe requires 500 grams of flour and your bag feels almost empty, then yes, check it before you begin. You don't want to discover halfway through making dough that you only have 300 grams. You don't need to chop everything in advance either. Only do the preparation the recipe actually asks for when you need it. Look, it even says so right here. Please read the recipe first. For food safety and freshness, some ingredients should not be prepared in advance. So gather everything or confirm that it's there. Chicken in the fridge, but leave it inside. Check any quantities you're unsure about, then allow your Thermomix to weigh and guide you through the recipe exactly as it was designed to do. Look, let's see how it works in practice. Here we have this Parmesan risotto recipe. Okay, so it needs Parmesan cheese, onion, garlic, olive oil, butter, risotto rice, dry white wine, water, stock paste, and salt. I'm getting all those ingredients here. I place them on the counter, and let's see. Parmesan cheese, 1.5 ounces. Okay, so look at this trick. I'm going to put the tupper And I'm going to tare, which means zero it out. And now I'm going to see if I have enough. Let me see. 1.9. Perfect. I need a 1.5, so I have enough. And it says to put it in cubes, right? Well, I'm not gonna cut it in cubes right now because this is more than I need. What I'm going to do, when the recipe is asking for the Parmesan, I'm going to make a cut as big as a little cube, throw it in, add another cut until I reach. But I'm not going to pre-cut it because I don't need to. Good, I have it. Then we need onion, 3 ounces. I think I have enough. Let me put it here, 5.6. Great. And I know I have a little waste, but 5.6 is more than enough, right? One more time. It's asking me for quartered onion. I'm not going to get one whole onion and make quarters because I don't need that much. So what I will do is when the recipe starts, I'll make a cut, throw it in, see where we're at, make another cut, throw it in, see where we're at. And as long as each cut is smaller than a quarter of an onion, then I am following the instructions. It wants quartered and my cuts are going to be smaller than that. So we're good. I have onion. Garlic cloves. Great. I need 2. I have them and all I have to do is peel them because it doesn't say anything else. Okay, got that. Extra virgin olive oil. I'm not going to get a container, put it here, add the 1 ounce. No, I probably have more than 1 ounce here and I have more in the kitchen. So I'm good. I have oil, is all that I want to say. And salted butter. At this point, you're getting the pattern, right? Here's the butter. I needed 1.5. I have 2. Yes, I know the paper's not gonna go, but the paper is not the one making the ½ ounce difference. So we're good, I have enough. Risotto rice, and we need the type that is carnaroli, arborio. Well, I have arborio, but I don't have enough. Oops. Let's see, in this case, I do want to weigh it. I need 10 ounces, and there's no way I have 10 ounces here. Let's see. Uh-oh. Honey, you're not making rice today. Luckily, I have more in my pantry. So that I'll get more later. Dry wine, got it. Water, got it. Stock cube, yes, I make my own with Thermomix. And every time the recipe asks for 1 cube, I get 1 of these. And back to my freezer. And salt, I bet you there's more than 1 TSP here. So we're ready. As long as I get some more rice later. What do you think? Used that way, I think it's a very helpful feature. Especially for people who are trying a recipe for the first time or who tend to begin cooking before checking the entire ingredient list. I was already doing this ingredient gathering with my phone before. I will go to that recipe, add it to my shopping list, and then gather the ingredients as if I were shopping at the supermarket. Chish, bish. But in my own kitchen. So if you have a TM6 or a previous model, you can use this cookie dough trick and still gather your ingredients. One more tip of my own since we are on recipe prepping. I like reading the preparation steps. Let's go back here and go to preparation to see what will be needed of me. Is this going to be a very involved recipe or the kind where you throw in a few things and you walk away? Or will this be one of those recipes where you need to leave something in the fridge overnight? You do need to know these things. So I like to check the total time versus my preparation time. See, here it says 15 minutes of my time and just 30 minutes from beginning to end until the recipe is ready to eat. A recipe with an overnight step might say 24 hours total time, but that doesn't mean you will be involved 24 hours. Not at all. Check the preparation time because it could even be 10 minutes. I also look at the time in the preparation steps. See, in this case, 10 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 minutes, 1 minute, 13 minutes, and 2 minutes. This one is kind of involved, but not too much. I have a whole 13-minute gap in the middle, and the full recipe is relatively fast. I know I could stay around the kitchen and prepare something else on the stove as well, or set the table, put ingredients away. There will be time to do stuff, so I like it. And another thing I always check, since one day that I was left mid-recipe without kitchen twine, is the useful items and tips. The useful items are right here, in this case just a serving bowl, but other recipes require an oven, a stove, a muffin pan, a pastry brush, or a kitchen twine. So make sure you check this area because it's not gathering ingredients, but it is a tools gathering, or at the very least a tools checking. And the tips are right here. Also check the tips area because sometimes they can be very enlightening. Read through here. All right, so those are the 5 changes included in the TM7 Software Update 1.5. What I love about this update is that most changes are designed to make the TM7 feel even more intuitive and personal to the way I cook. We can manage up to 5 timers simultaneously, return to a previous guided cooking step with 1 quick tap, have a faster auto tick to match our own cooking pace, and now I don't need to use cookie dough on my phone to gather everything I need before I begin a recipe. And yes, they also added Russian language to the TM7 unit. Great! She's such a polyglot. I love Thermomix updates. They remind me that there's always more coming and that my Thermomix is like a fine wine. It gets better with age. Now I want to know what you think. Which of these 5 changes are you most excited to use and what would you love to see in the next TM7 update? Please tell me in the comments. I would love to know. If you already follow me, you know I will be releasing more tutorial videos so we can keep learning together. If you don't follow me, this is a perfect time to click those like and subscribe buttons. If you need a Thermomix in your life, please email me right here. Or remember that you can use my name, Diana Legissima, at your service at checkout so you can receive your $50 voucher for accessories and my help during your journey. And now I'm going to get started with my next video. It's going to be about things you didn't know about Thermomix modes. Woohoo! I'm really excited about that one. Thank you!